You guys, welcome to episode number 8 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start this episode, we currently have the 5th highest goal scorer in the league in Yarmolenko, and other than that, it's quite accurate. You know, you've got some, Raheem Sterling, absolutely fantastic, Kane, Barkley maybe a bit high, but, he's a very good player for Chelsea, Jimenez where he should be, Rashford and Aguero doing well. It's nice to see Career Mode doing the right things, and even though I've kind of not said the best things about Oscar so far, he's not exactly done much, but he has got 5 assists in 7 games, so he's clearly doing something right. I just feel like Rooney's slightly better at shooting, and like if the two players are in front of goal, obviously you're going to want Rooney instead of Oscar. But nevertheless, I am tempted to put Van der Vaart in goal, just because Nubo has played 8 games and only 1 clean sheet. Not exactly the best, and I think we are going to keep Saliba in the defence now, because obviously we've got a 2-year loan on him. Let me know if I'm saying that guy's name wrong as well. Probably been butchering it since day one. But Tomori, fantastic player, but we've only got him on a 1-year loan. So if we can limit the amount of time we play with him, we can obviously make that a permanent at the end of the season. So yeah, that's what I kind of prefer to do, to be frankly honest. So if we just look at the calendar, then we are about to end the month of October with the game against Bournemouth. Then we have Wolves the week after. We are playing a lot of games on Sunday, which is nice to see, because that's what should happen when you're in the Europa League. So that's really good from EA that they fixtured pretty much correctly. I don't see really any issues at all with the fixture list, which is fantastic. That's been an issue in the game for so many years, and I can obviously hate EA for the errors that they've got wrong, but I've got to take my hat off when they do something right. So yeah, we'll finish off the game against this Romanian team. Probably quite a weak side for this game, because then obviously we can play a strong team against Brighton, obviously a team we should be beating if we are going to stay in the Premier League. So Bournemouth are quite a good test to kick off this episode. They're about where we are as well. I'll have a quick look. We do have a couple of games in hand, just 1 game in hand at the minute, but obviously as the Europa League season does go on, Bournemouth are just below us. Obviously, if they win the game, they can go above us. So there's not a lot of gap between us and the relegation zone. So we do need to keep picking up points here and there, just to keep us up in the top half. Here we are before the game against Bournemouth. Obviously, we did play them in the Carabao Cup last season and quite easily beat them. But then again, the team in the second leg was quite weak. So they have got Artabarak in goal, who's about 30, probably 38 now. Stacey and Gunter at the fullback positions, then Cook and Pedro Henrique. Jordan Ibe at centre mid. That's a bit of an odd one. I'm not too sure why Linetti isn't a centre. Like, if you swapped Ibe and Linetti, I think he's more of a centre mid. Billing and Stanislas, then Silimani and Poulsen up top. Very strong team, but one that we should probably win in. But then again, we are away from home in the rain. I've gone for Shinnie at left back because he can actually play there. Max Lowe is a bit low on fitness, so I thought let's try this, because obviously I love Shinnie and I want to keep him in the team, and he has got like 96 stamina, so obviously he can just keep playing. And then it means I can play Hughes and Hendrick in the midfield, and we've gone for Rooney and Wilson in the team as well. Hopefully Wilson can get a goal against his former club. Should see for Silimani to run the defence. Cuts it back to Poulsen with the overhead kick. Good save though from Van der Vaart to keep it out. It was probably going in if he didn't get a hand to it, of course. It was, that's what I want to see from the computer. Things like that where a little bit crazy and I can't quite predict it. Injury to Yarmolenko. That's the thing about him, of course. He's a very good player, but quite injury prone. I'd say for Yarmolenko, even with the injury, still very good player. Cuts inside. I'm thinking just because it is Yarmolenko and he is a bit low on fitness. Obviously he only has 52 stamina, so it's one of those that he's not quite a Huddleston, but he's still needed to be rotating. I just don't want to risk him for too long, I'd rather play just somebody else really. So I'll bring on Songkrass, and he's always done well on the pitch, and obviously it just adds a bit more pace to the team. At the minute it's quite slow with Marriott, Rooney, Yarmolenko and Wilson. Linetti with the ball here, lays it off for Billing, has the chance to shoot now on his left foot and into the back of the net. I think he's Danish midfielder does make it 1-0. He's a very good player, and he's only like 23, 24. He's very young and very well rounded on career mode, of course. So yeah, it's just one of those where with the midfielders, obviously, if they just take a shot, I can't really, you know, maybe Hendrick could have got there, but yeah, it's a well struck goal, and they made it 1-0. Used the ball in on the edge into Marriott. Really nice pass here to Oscar, who's literally just came off the bench and made it 1-0. A matter of minutes, not even minutes, I'd say seconds, but yeah. Really nice goal. Marriott just with the assist. I was really tempted to bring on Woolley as well, but yeah, just the ball here round the defender and finessed into the back of the net, and that's what I want from Oscar. You know, I want him to be in these goal scoring opportunities. Already 5 goals and 5 assists this season, so maybe my criticisms are a bit unjust. Chance here for Gunter out wide. He's going to get the ball into the back post, but it's been absolutely thundered into the back of the net. I thought that, I don't know, was it Shinnie or was it Saloba, the left centre back? I'm not too sure, but it is Dan Gosling. Who is that? Yeah, Dan Gosling off the bench with the goal to make it 2-1 to Bournemouth. And yeah, out of nothing. Maybe just playing Shinnie at left back was the issue. Yeah, Shinnie should do it. Like, Shinnie should jump and get that, but hasn't done it. And you know, if that was Max Lowe, I don't think we would have conceded that goal. But it's definitely an area. I don't want to buy somebody better than Max Lowe and kind of block Max Lowe's path, because he can still grow at least another 4 or 5 ratings. But I do need to think about who's best for backup. Chance here for Song crossing in the box. Can he wiggle his way into a dangerous area? Good save from Artur Boruc. It's now into Woolley. Cross to Hughes, now into Hendrick. Can he get a shot off? Yes, he can, but saved by the pole. He's about 37, but still making very good saves indeed. Chance here for Bournemouth to make it 3-1. Dom Solanke off the bench, goes around Shinnie quite easily into the back post, and there you go. Paulson does put the nail in the coffin, and that's another loss in the Premier League. It's one of those where it's accurate. You know, we haven't created that many chances, and you know, Bournemouth with a couple of crosses. Maybe Shinnie. I think Shinnie at left back's been a culprit. Like, I think he's just a midfielder. I don't think I should be playing him in the defence, but I just thought I'd experiment, and yeah, it's not worked. There we go, full time against Bournemouth. It is a 3-1 loss at the Vitality. It's a deserved result, you know. They created a lot of chances. Van der Vaart did okay. I don't think he could do much really for those 2 goals at the end, the 2 headers, but yeah, as you can see, they made 7 chances, we only made 3, so it's probably a fair result. Player injury then to Yarmolenko, who's only going to be out for 5 days, so should be back for the next game against Wolves. I thought I'd just be precautious, and you know, maybe that was a factor of why we lost the game. One of our, you know, our top goal scorer in the league not playing the game, so yeah, that does obviously affect quite a bit. So we do still have these couple of youngsters in the youth academy who are starting to become actually quite decent now, you know, at 66 rated. You know, with a fantastic potential. It's just, you know, they're not the fastest. This guy's okay with 80 pace, well, 80 acceleration and 71 sprint speed, but as I said, like, look at the head, like, they're identical. That's the annoying thing. They're just made up, and I just don't really like that. I prefer to actually scout somebody real and bring them into the team. So next game is against Wolves, who should be in the top 4. They're 5th at the minute on 21 points, so they're joint 2nd, technically, only by 5 goals difference at the minute. So it's going to be a very tough game indeed. And if you do remember, we did recently play him in the Carabao Cup and got absolutely destroyed. I don't think there's any other way to say it, really. Where is it? The month before. 7-0 we lost. So I'm tempted to match their formation, just because then obviously I can nullify it a bit more. I think if we don't play 5 at the back, we're going to struggle. So yeah, I think I'll probably go for the 5-3-2 as they do. And what we'll do is probably play Yarmolenko and Marriott up top. He is a bit low on fitness though, that's the only thing about him. But you do kind of need a big man and a small man if it's going to work. I don't know, maybe resting him, because this game is going to be difficult. I'd rather have Yarmolenko fit for the next game, which is winnable. So maybe, I don't know, maybe give Chris Martin a go, you know, in the Premier League. Give him a go, 6'1", see what happens. Can't be anything much worse than what happened last time we played him. And maybe playing Wilson in midfield, you know, as a centre midfielder, that might play into him a bit better. Of course, we do need to put Tomori into the defence. I think I will put Schurz as the middle centre-back. But this is something we could definitely look at as a potential formation. Here we are then for the home game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Obviously, we are at home for this game, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier for us. But we have gone for their formation, of course. Chris Martin in his first Premier League game, just because he's tall, basically. That's the only reason he is playing. But yeah, basically the same formation. Catroni and Jimenez up front, Doherty and Johnny at fullback positions, then Moutinho, Winks and Luca Pellegrini from Roma, very good player indeed. Ginter, Willy Bolly and Den Donker, and then Rui Patricio and Goes. It's a brilliant team overall, and it's not surprising in real life how they're doing. They've been a bit slow since playing all those Europa League games, but yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping it's not 7-0 at least. I'll take a point at this point. That's a poor pass there from Hughes. It goes to get Winks in the box with the shot and into the back of the net. I don't think we conceded this. I don't know. I can't remember when we conceded in the other game, but maybe we prevented them a little bit longer. But still, a brilliant attack. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's just a poor pass. Oscar not really shown for the ball. And Pellegrini has come from the midfield to make that 1-0. Corner for Wolves then. 34 minutes to go. Good header and into the back of the net. It's one of those where it was so far out. I thought, this is going to go to nothing, but Pellegrini has absolutely thumped at him with his head from about, 20 yards out? No, it'll be about 15 yards out, but yeah. Ridiculous from the Italian. I thought Chris Martin was just going to win the header, as you can see here. Going for the header, and then he's just absolutely thumped it off the crossbar. That is the sliders, but I do like the fact that it's difficult, and maybe we're going to have to change formation to try and do something in the Premier League. Poor pass into Moutinho, now to Catroni with the shot and into the back of the net. They do make it 3-0, and that's game over. Pretty, again, defensive errors causing the goal, and yeah, that's game over. Goes around Shinny now with the shot and into the back of the net. It's 4-0. 11 goals on aggregate so far this season against Wolves. Definitely our bogey team. I don't think we've had a single shot, honestly. I can't get anything going forwards, and defensively we're just as bad. Bogan with the ball here. Puts it inside to Oscar with the shot, saved by Patricio, and that's about our first shot on target in the 81st minute. On the edge here with Woolley. Into Wilson in the box. He goes around Bolly, but has been taken out, and it's given a penalty. Can we get a little consolation goal at the end to think about goal difference, really? We have conceded quite a few goals recently. We'll give it Harry Wilson since he did win it, and hopefully can score it. Yes, he does. There we go. There we go, full time against Wolves. Not as bad, as the previous game. You think about it, we've gone from 7-0 to a basically a 3-0. In terms of goal difference wise, they were just brilliant. I must say, I'm just going to avoid the press conference. I don't want to talk to him after that game, but yeah, I must say, Jimenez, I think, is probably top of my to-buy list because he's ridiculous. When you play against him, he's strong, he's pacey, he can dribble. I think we've got him on the transfer hub. Yes, we do. He's 80 rated, and he'd cost us just under 20 mil, maybe 30. But I'd say he's worth it. I know he's 29, but he's absolutely brilliant. There's nothing, there's nothing of a negative to him. Next game then against Craiova in the Europa League. As I said in a previous episode, goal difference might be a big factor at the minute. PSV have got +6 and we've got +3. So I think if we can get as many goals as possible in this next game. Again, did concede a lot against PSV, Jesus. But yeah, basically that's what it might come down to. I'm not too sure how we're top, to be honest. Because PSV have got better goal difference. I don't quite understand why we're top. But yeah, we'll leave it there for the time being. I've only just realised that, to be honest. But yeah, we have got this game, then the game against Brighton. So I don't mind playing a reasonably strong game for this game. Because, I don't know, I would like a strong team for that Brighton game. Because it is going to be one that we do kind of need to win. Because as you can see, the rest of the month, Leicester are very good. They're in the top 4. Ghent in the group stage, game we do kind of probably need to win, and Liverpool is a very tough month indeed. Here we then for the game against Craiova. We've gone for Max Bird at left back since it's a bit of a weaker team. Kasnag at left back, then Yarmolenko and Bowen out wide. You know, we do kind of need to get a win in this game because it has been a while. Obviously, we don't know any of their players, but it was, I think, only a 2-0 victory in the last game. But I did kind of, you know, rest players when I should have probably put my foot down and maybe got a few goals for goal difference wise. That's it to unleash Yarmolenko. He has got Rooney to the side of him, but I do kind of like Yarmolenko's left foot. He's very good with it. Hits the crossbar this time. Maybe he should have gone for the sweaty goal, but still got a chance here to play it into Rooney. Goes through his legs, now in the box with the shot. Hits the post and goes out. Rooney with the ball, out wide to Bowen in a bit of space, but going to have to cut back onto that left foot, cuts inside nicely, now with the shot, into the back of the net, Jarrod Bowen with the goal to make it 1-0, and I just don't see that from Harry Wilson. You know, I try that, but Bowen is just much better at cutting inside and getting a goal for us, and at the minute Bowen is definitely our right midfielder, because Harry Wilson, I'd say he's been one of the worst signings we made. You know, we paid 10 million for him, and he's not, other than the penalty that, you know, pretty much anyone could have scored in the last game, he's really been quite poor. Chance here for Craiova, but save. Oh, not the best to throw in. You know, it's all my fault at the end of the day, but yeah, he has been a bit mistake prone. I thought the player's name was Sticky then, but it's clearly the kit sponsor. But yeah, that's a bit of a sticky situation for me there, and we've not done great there to make it 1-0 win. You know, we need to win this game, at least. And conceding goals like that just is really silly. Rooney with the ball to finish off the first half. Bowen is out wide, but going to play it into Yarmolenko. Hopefully he can get himself into the box, and with the shot, yes he does, and it's wide of the post from the Ukrainian, and that's 1-0 to end off the first half. You know, away games are a lot tougher, as they should be. I think this is actually our stadium, to be honest. Yeah, Sanderson Park is literally the default one. Yeah, I'm not, you know, the defensive error is my fault, of course. But I don't know if maybe changing formation, because we should be really winning this game quite easily, and we're not. All across here to Songkras in off the bench. Now into Jarrod Bowen into the box to Marriott. Does well to pull back into Bowen with the shot. Hits the post. Could have maybe taken an extra touch and put it on into his left foot. Or Marriott here with the finesse. Hits the post. Chance here with Marriott on the edge of the box. Just trying to open it up for somebody. It's into Van Bergen just off the bench. Got the pace to move himself into the box with the finesse shot. Saved by the keeper. Go around the defenders with Van Bergen, obviously very fast indeed player. It's inside to Songkras. Well, I did want Songkras in, but it's gone to Bowen. Lays it off for Hendrick into the box. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Off the underside of the crossbar. 10 seconds to get a goal here. It's into Marriott, poor touch, and that's full time. We've dropped 2 points against the worst team, who currently have 0 in the Europa League. It's the worst form. We've had, you know, the amount of times I hit the post, I must say, like, you'll see in the edit, like, unbelievable. Maybe taking off Rooney was the wrong decision, but I just felt Songkras was a little bit more, I don't know, just he's a bit faster and obviously he can create more. Players leaving on international duty then is Jeff Hendrick and Willie. Maybe just playing Willie a bit more, you know. Marriott's not exactly scoring that many, really. And maybe just giving somebody else a chance up front is what we should do. But yeah, like, I think maybe a formation change might be best as well, because I just feel at the minute we aren't really doing that much going forwards. I say Marriott's not been scoring much, he's got 9 goals, but only well, 5 in the Prem, couple in the Europa. He's still doing, you know, he does play every game, which obviously puts him in the limelight more. Rooney with 7 goals, then Yarmolenko with 7 goals, Oscar with 6 and 9 assists. I think maybe playing Van Bergen a little bit more. Obviously he's only 21 and still plenty of time to grow into a better player. Scott Malone with a couple of goals. Not too sure when he got there. When did he get 2 goals? Maybe it was in like the qualifying rounds when I didn't play, of course. But yeah, I don't know, maybe just playing Josephson a bit more. You know, I think not having that impact up that we did have last year has cost us a few games. Yeah, as you can see, Harry Wilson, if you take out that penalty he scored against Wolves, which meant literally nothing, yeah, he's not scored a single goal, so 12 games for him. I don't know, it's been a bit of a disappointing one, and I think maybe just changing formation to facilitate some of these players is what we should probably look at. So I'm thinking of, I don't know, I'm not too sure. Obviously we've got to try it out against Brighton in the next episode, but maybe like a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-1-2-1-2, maybe a 4-3-3. I'm not too sure. Yeah, maybe something like this, because then obviously you can get Yarmolenko a bit closer to the striker. I think that's what's kind of, you know, he's done well for us, but it's just getting him in those areas, which is the bit of a difficult point. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like, rate if you did enjoy, and see you soon. Bye.